Vice Mayor Danko?
Yes.
Councilmember Hyder?
Yes.
Councilmember Clufus?
Aye.
Councilmember Pontieri?
Yes.
Mayor Alfin?
No.
Mayor Alfin was an adamant and alone no vote at a recent City of Palm Coast Council meeting. The vote? An increase on impact fees for builders. Anna Marie Long of the Flagler's Home Builders Association says an impact fee study has not been disclosed yet, but if the numbers come in as expected, unlike Mayor Alfin, the association would back an increase in impact fees for builders. But why would they? Water treatment plants are nearing capacity.
And if that happens, the DEP will step in, but won't be able to build more houses.
She doesn't find the increase excessive. It would be a 34% increase in utility fees and a 24% increase on wastewater impact fees. The issue will be taken up again next month.
The next reading's March 5th, but it's looking like they'll come back with the different numbers. The impact fees will likely pass.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Liz Ryan, and you're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, February 23rd.
Complaints of feral hogs trampling all over private property has local residents crying for help in controlling the problem. County Commissioner Greg Hansen says the problem is solvable.
I think the key is we got to work together, and there are things that the HOAs can do inside their own boundaries that they're going to have to bite the bullet and do, whether it's fencing or their own traps or things like that.
Because most of the destroyed landscape and feral hog activity is happening on private property, the commission is limited in its approach. Commissioner Andy Dance.
So you're starting with the drones, and I think that's a great step, but we've got to find out where the movements are, where they're living, which I think is important if we start really documenting the damages.
Commissioner Dance adds area agencies need to come together, including the City of Palm Coast, the county, the Florida Inland Navigation District, and other agencies, because removal of the feral hogs is going to be expensive, and funds are scarce while public health is at stake. Commissioner O'Brien.
Because the state does everything they can to force things down at the local level and not fund it and get us to fund it. You know, that's our world we live in, is dealing with unfunded mandates, so I wouldn't think we'd get a whole lot of support from that direction.
The commissioners were in agreement that the workshop brought forth a lot of sensible solutions to consider. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
It's still important to, if you have a preference among the Republican candidates, if you're a Democrat, then you can kind of sit this one out because you don't have a ballot for you. Nonpartisan, you can't vote in this election because Florida does have closed primaries, and that's probably the most important message with this election.
Sample ballots are out in Flagler County. Daryl Moody has the story.
Governor Ron DeSantis has already dropped out, but his name will still appear on the ballot. However, Supervisor of Elections Katie Lahart says Flagler Beach residents do have something to vote for next month.
They have the benefit of having early voting for their municipal election, which typically they do not have. So anybody in Flagler Beach who wants to vote for city commissioner can do that early, and they can actually go to the early voting site there in Flagler Beach. It's at the United Methodist Church. And they don't have to cross the bridge to vote early, or they can vote at their precinct on Election Day.
And for candidates still considering a run for office?
If someone's interested in running, they should call the office and get the initial paperwork and, talk it out and figure out where they need to go. Because if you want to run for a city office, you need to go to that city. Specifically, that would be Palm Coast. So you need to talk to their city clerk and file your paperwork there. But if you want to run for a county office, where you need to go is our office. So come on down to the elections office, give us a call, we'll walk you through it. It's we try to make it painless. Our office is really focused on customer service, whether it's the voters or the candidates. Everybody needs TLC. We'll walk you through it. So that's why we're here.
Early voting is open March 9th through the 16th, with primary election day set for March 19th. I'm Daryl Moody reporting.
What does a mother teach her sons?
When a father says, "Do better than I did," she teaches them faith. Here's former Flagler Beach City Commissioner Ken Bryan.
We had a very strong religious bond, and she always instilled discipline, but also respect for others and belief in ourselves.
Bryan said his mother was also a hard worker who was very strict. He said the family was Catholic, and so they went to church every Sunday, and Ken Bryan was an altar boy until he graduated from high school. You can listen to Business Minds Coffee Chat with host Jay Shear here on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 8:30 or anytime on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, we'll meet Lauren. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Liz Ryan.